Hello everyone, I am Tassa and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars, week 86, day 5. Today we got ourselves some yellow Guild War day. We also got ourselves the Easter pet. This is a rather interesting Easter pet. It is from 2019 if I'm not mistaken. It actually doesn't have a date on it if you go check its thing. It was the very first Easter pet ever added to the game, which makes me think it was 2019 because pets started in 2018 after Easter already happened. So it should be the 2019 Easter pet, even though it's not marked as such. But yeah, that's available today. Definitely make sure to go get the copy of it. We'll probably do it straight after Guild Wars, since I believe it's only been available once based on the fact that we only have 2 copies. It's only been available either once or twice, but definitely hasn't been that often. But anyways, of course, let's get into yellow Guild Wars. So as far as yellow, of course, we got ourselves Divinish Ball Quillen being one of the more meta things. Gorgulfa still being nice, and Rope Dart still being broken as broken can be. Rope Dart will be available in 3 weeks from now, first Monday of May 3rd. But that does mean by next Guild War, you will be able to go use Rope Dart if you happen to not have one. So that's nice, but we'll be using that. Hasn't been available for like a year and a half, but will finally be available soon and right in time before next Guild War. But unfortunately not available this Guild War unless you got it from ages ago. But we shall be using it. Pretty nice weapon. You could do it with Monk for some safety. And we're basically just going for a Divine Spell of Quill and win. Gorgulfa does make this team a little bit slow, especially with no Empower or anything like that, but we should hopefully be okay. Can occasionally get caught behind depending on what the enemy team is, but overall, it should end up being fine. Anyways, let's go get into the battles and see what we can do. 2 of the Guild Wars. And so far, we have straight wins down the line, which is pretty nice as far as the guild is concerned. Though we did technically lose this one day, but we won prior to the day ending, so it technically counted us as winning, not losing, even though we ultimately got less by the end of the thing. And we're kind of just dead center in the middle. Anyways, let's go switch over to our yellow team. And we should be good to go. Don't think we need to tweak anything. Just got to be a little careful against some of the mechanics. Rakton Weaver, Life and Death could be a little bit annoying. It almost makes me want to move Divine Spallow's location so that we could use Hero a little bit more as a tank, which I think I actually will do against this one particular team, just because we obviously do not want Divine Spallow dying out there. And this will make Rope Dart a little bit harder to get mana on, but of course it will make Divine Spallow slightly easier to get mana on, which will kind of even that out just a little bit. So that should be fine. We'll just do it like that just to make sure. Because worst comes to worst, we can go pretty crazy with Divine Spallow. We can with Rope Dart as well. But Divine Spallow actually feeds yellow into herself, so if we get a really nice, decent board with her, she can kind of go pretty crazy. And of course, Divine Spallow Quillen is still one of the best combos that can be used with no mythics. And ends up working out pretty well. This entire team is actually no mythic. Not a single thing on this team is a mythic. So he does have a yellow to purple convert. That is actually going to do something right now, so we need to go counter it. We get yellow out of it, so I will counter it. Oh, did I leave that there? Though luckily he's frozen on it, so I guess it didn't really matter. So he's still going to do that yellow to purple, which is rather unfortunate because we don't really have another option right now. So we could try for a yellow off of Sky, and that's about as far as we're really going to be able to get as far as a chance. He does get a bit of purple there. If nothing else, we can start using this purple to start feeding Divinish Spalla and see what we can do from there. I don't believe we have a drop over there, so we can't do that. I can Skull Distract him. Obviously, being hit on Gorgulfa does almost nothing. He did not end up going for it, which is rather unfortunate. But we can go for another purple here, get Divine Spalla going, and should hopefully be good to go from there. We aren't really going to have that good of a convert, but we might end up having Skull alignment. We have a Skull. That is not alignment, and there's no yellow. I'm actually surprised no yellow got replenished after all that. We'll probably just take a red here and then just try to get Quillen off. Because if we can get Quillen off going into that, that would also be fine. We actually have alignment by moving this over right now. Just trying to see. As long as this surges, and is actually, I believe we already have the +1 red, so it doesn't even technically need a surge. The main thing that we need going on here is I need to make sure, off of pure luck, we do not die off of 10%. Rather curious. Well, we failed the luck test. We have very much failed the luck test. That was perfect alignment. We would have won. We might be dead. We have failed the luck test. That's rather problematic. That is rather problematic. Gorgulfa, get full mana already. Okay, we have alignment. We can make this work. Also, hello everyone, by the way. Hello Bill, hello Easy, hello Warren, hello Rogue, hello NASA, hello Australia Land, hello Jesse, hello John, hello Logic Slayer, and hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, that was really exceedingly unfortunate. Not much you could do about that. That was rather unlucky. Might still have a chance, but after that, probably not. That does not help too much more. Problem is we're webbed right now, too. Do we really need to go run cleanse? Just so random def marks and web don't get us? And other various mechanics. This is still winnable, though. Interesting. Does that help us, though? Not really. I think I have to go for Gorgolfa and just hope we get lucky. Though I do kind of want to go for a Scope Poke first. Oh, double Scope Poke. Okay, that kind of opens up things a little. Until that happens. We got this. We're not dead. We're not dead until he def marks all 4 of them and gets that 7% chance. Do we have a drop there? No, we do not. I'll take the brown. Go for Gorgolfa. Is it worth dropping a skull? Probably not, because it's just going to get resummoned. I was going to get it regardless. Oh, we got a problem here. We have to extra turn. I guess we have to Gorgolfa then. Because that doesn't drop far enough. Yeah, we have to Gorgolfa, hope we get lucky, and hope he doesn't get summoned. That's a lot of things to hope for. Nope, we didn't get it. We lost. Oh, wait, we gained barrier off the thing. I forgot. Okay, it's not completely over yet. That's still pretty close to doing so. We could do that. And then do that. And then take more of it. Still have a skull there if we want. Not sure if we want it, though. We can Rope Dart Hero to first. That's pretty big. So I could do that. Rope Dart you to first, so if you summon again, there's not going to be anything behind you. I probably should have done that in opposite order so we could have fed some of the yellow. But the extra turns are still feeding it. I wish I was aligned. Wait. Oh, no, it's not. Even if we move it over, it will not become aligned. Even if we move the other thing over, it does not become aligned. So I think I'd go for immediate Rope Dart. If he gets summoned, it doesn't matter because he's already in first slot. Move that over. I think it would Gorgolfa. Oh, it's not going to be that much value, though. Might still be worth it. Alternatively, I could explode a bunch with a Skull Poke. He's not going to hit us that hard with a Skull Counter. So we're going to do that and hope we get alignment after. Did that just die to Def Mark? What did that die from? It did die to Def Mark. Can we stop losing every trip to Def Mark? That'd be great. I would like to have a chance of winning. If things could just stop dying to Def Mark for 5 seconds, that'd be great. Let's see. At least we get to show how overpowered Rope Dart is. Please don't nerf it. Let's see. I think we just take a skull. Oh, obviously skull back, but we have Gorgolfa, so it's not too big a deal. Oh, it will if he takes an extra turn like that, though. This ain't over yet. It's pretty much over. It's not over. Do we just outright kill the thing or make sure he doesn't get summoned? I kind of want to make sure he doesn't get summoned just in case. I do not want him having summon. Problem. Gorgolfa's still webbed. I wish there was a way to take a skull while getting yellow or blue. There does not appear to be a way to do that. Will his skull kill? Yes. Because he has triple damage. So we got a rope dart without dying. You've got to be kidding me! Luckily, he did not trigger a 75% chance. So, we still have a chance. That might have seemed very unlucky. But he did miss a 75% chance there in doing that. So that could have been worse. Because that's why I didn't want to die. Not so much because we would have lost Gorgoltha, but because he would have summoned another web spinner. But he luckily got unlucky for once this battle. See, we weren't going to lose. No, we still can. Oh, wait, how much damage is that? Hold up, we already lost. Wait! Hold up. Wait, no, we just take Brown. We won't lose. We're using Monk. Barrier on Brown. Gain a barrier when matching Browns. There's a reason we're using Monk. It is that reason. There's a couple other reasons. He passively gains mana from every extra turn. But also, barrier. Very useful. That's a dead. See, we were never going to lose. It was never far from lose. Or far from a win. There we go. The power of Rope Dart. Do not underestimate Rope Dart. It is insane. It is absolutely insane. Let's see. But yeah, we double died to Death Mark that battle, which kind of makes me want to go run Cleanse instead of Magic. Very unlucky. Especially that first Death Mark Death. That happened exactly when we needed to cast them. Couldn't have been a worse time. Alright, did we just win? I'm pretty sure we just have win. I'm not even going to go for a Rope Dart yet. We don't want to get all this rolling. Okay, now we have way more, enough alignment that we can just kill whatever we want. Interesting to see a Wrath upgraded. Normally don't see those upgraded. I believe it just gains a bit of durability. Now that's this is what the team is supposed to do. Do we have alignment? Or do we need an extra turn? I just need a skull to connect. There we go. Because I want the extra mana accumulation instead of just taking a skull. Gives us slightly more points. Well, it's going to matter because of how much points we lost in the first battle. But hey, if we're going to do bad on any of them, it's the first battle. Because us doing bad on that battle loses the least amount of points. Since they incrementally get a little bit higher. Oh, how did Quillen die? It died to 10%. Same way that we lost Ishbala. They both died to 10%. We got somewhat lucky that battle. He didn't trigger 7% 3 times. And he also didn't trigger a single 75%. So even though we got lucky in quite a few ways, particularly Death Mark, he also got unlucky in quite a few ways, which helped us win. And also because Rope Dart. Also, I kind of just want to leave the team in this order. It kind of works. Yeah, we'll go for Gorgoltha. Because it's a lot safer having Monk in the last 2 slots rather than both of these two. Because then they get overpowered too quickly sometimes. What's even the biggest threat here? I guess Mistralis. Then we can Rope Dart the thing that does ultra damage to us. Wait, why was that not in first slot? Or did I Rope Dart it prior? Because that's kind of weird that you wouldn't put that in first slot. Not like it's really going to matter. We have like infinite damage pretty much. It's not a true infinite, but this team's still pretty close to an infinite. Once it gets going properly. It's not as infinite as something like a truffle. But it does normally get quite a bit of damage. So much so that it normally wins within that damage. And that should be matched. We just Rope Dart him into literally anything. Well, maybe not literally anything, but that should kill. It's pronounced Chirlin. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing quite a few of them wrong. Chirlin? Quolin? It's the QI that's throwing me off. Because normally it's QU. But QI is pronounced differently. Very few words have a Q that doesn't have a U after it. Let's see, we'll take that over. Gotta go Golfa, but we'll take that first. Do we have alignment? No. So this is board clear. And hope he doesn't get really lucky. Good, we won. It's over. Double check we have alignment. Wait, where's our win condition? No, we don't have win condition. All that board and we don't have a win condition on it. We'll get rid of Mercy, I guess. Yeah, we got a slight problem. None of this wins us the battle. Because none of it gives us an extra turn. I should have thrown Rope Dart before I took that yellow. Do we still have no option? There we go, finally. I was gonna say, we better have an option after all that. Oh, it's kind of funny is even after that we kind of don't, but we do, because I just move that red over and we'll be fine. I'm just surprised this board doesn't have it already on it. We'll do that and then cast. Alright, then we Rope Dart you. Then we no, we can't. We'll take that down. Take a blue. Take a skull. Take a Rope Dart. Take a skull. Up, and I didn't even need to cast them. So look, we get tier 1 PvP without even trying. We don't even need to go do PvP. Because Guild Wars will count for it. Also, Wild Fang is one of the weaker ones as far as the ones that do double damage on the color day. Which is why I've been able to deal with them so easily. Also, we have Gorgolfa, which also makes it a lot easier. That also makes it substantially easier. I have a very large margin. Okay, who to Rope Dart? I kind of want to Rope Dart the Mercy. And then take the yellow. Do you have alignment? No. Are you still worth casting? Possibly. Oh, I'd rather just take a yellow here. He's about to do blue to yellow or purple to yellow. They are both going to extra turn. I cannot stop both of them. Let's hope he uses rabbit. Oh, or we just randomly get extra turn. Sure, that works too. That is also perfectly fine. Problem, no extra turn, nor alignment. Or is there? Nope, there definitely isn't. So we just have to go Golfa and hope we get lucky. Not quite, but good enough. He can't do anything out of it, so decent value. Let's hope we still have alignment after this. We do, it's over. I want to cast you first, but if we can't, we have to go the other one, obviously. It's more preferred to do the other one first, though, not required. So we'll do that. Then we can do this. Then we can do that. Then he can summon a billion times. Let me Rope Dart the hero, so he stops summoning a billion times. Double check alignment. Very unfortunately, neither of them have it. Oh, wait. Yeah, you do. We can do that. And we can do that. And we can do that. And you should be dead. And then dead. Super overkill. Star turn as well. There we go. I believe we have one more battle, or was that our last battle? Oh, no, that was our last battle. It's somewhat hard to tell with how bad the first one went. But that's not too bad. From almost losing first battle to 9,400. I'll take it. We're on a bit of a 9,000, slightly under 9,500 streak this week, apparently. But overall, not too bad. We did lose that one day, though, unfortunately. But overall, not too bad. 45,700 pretty much. Actually, it might be the highest in the guild right now. I'm pretty sure someone did better. No, we actually are Paragon right now. If we do a flawless win tomorrow, we will be Paragon. All we have to do is get 5-0 above like a 9,400 or so. And we should be good to go. Yep, sure looks like it. And it'll probably get middle of the bracket overall. Once we get all the battles in. But anyways, that's Guild War for today. Next order of business before I forget, because we do have a pretty special pet today. Let's go get the pet. If any of you haven't already gotten this already today, definitely make sure to do so. The bunny Easter pet from the Chick Bunny, the Bunny Chick, actually it's literally called Bunny Chick, is the 2019 Easter pet. It was the first Easter pet ever added, and a lot of people probably don't have it because it was the first Easter pet ever added. So definitely make sure to go and get it. This is either the second or third time it's ever been available for free. Fully cosmetic, but it still can be used for the number of pets that you have within a kingdom, which is required for some kingdom stars. So even though it's cosmetic, it still technically has a small purpose. Oh, also, I'll go over the raid team real quick. We already finished raids yesterday, or I should say Isabel finished raids for the entire guild yesterday. But we'll still go show a battle or two just to show what we were using yesterday. Because of course we still got raids going on yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So make sure to get all that in. All you have to do is up to rewards completion. So once your guild has that done, you could technically just stop. Unless your guild has a requirement beyond that. I don't think most guilds do. Pretty much as soon as the points are reached, nothing more is really needed. Unless people are going for leaderboard, of course. They always call him Quillin instead of Chillin. It's the words at the beginning, or the letters at the beginning that always gets me off. The QI. Do we even have any alignment here? No, we did not, but it should almost clean. Unfortunately, it does not. Oh, yes, it does. The burn killed. Good job, burn. Phoenicia's burn might be one of the worst mythic perks in the entire game, but it sometimes does something. And in that case, it did. It's one of the main reasons I was concerned to ever metal her. Even though she has one of the best AoE casts in the entire game right now. She has the absolute worst, or one of the absolute worst mythic traits in the entire game. Pretty much all of her traits are bad. But all she does for a unique one is 50% chance to burn a random enemy at the start of her turn. It's so bad, a legend actually got the exact same perk. Like word for word, it does literally what hers does. As a legend instead of a mythic. I got that like a month ago. I forgot what troop it was called. And even on a legend, it's still bad. If epics all had their unique perk, that would be like an epic level perk. And even then, it would still be bad. Oh, did we just get 2 or 3 copies? Nice. Oh yeah, we just got 3 copies. Because we needed 4, and now we need 1. And no, we're not going to buy that one. Because if we get super unlucky, it would cost 175 gems for 1 copy of a pet. And it starts costing 100 per pet. But sometimes you get lucky and it'll be a little bit less. Also, adventure board's okay today. 25 gems and a gem key. Could be better, could be worse. Overall, not too bad. If anyone still has any questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Once we finish out dailies, we'll go over raids real quick, once again. And then we'll go hand out code. And I'll probably do a little bit of token grinding. It's been a while since we got an Isha, however, I think we got like 5 Anus yesterday. Kind of lost count after the first few. This time was around 5 or 6. So overall, not that bad at all. Hello, Alex. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Gosh, Phoenix is so good for this. Was the upgrade of getting her fully max worth it? I'm not sure. But it is definitely very useful. Took forever to get her max, though. Well, it's because we went the 100% route instead of gambling it. We will eventually start gambling mythics, but I want every common and rare in the game max before we even start gambling any of them. Then we could start gambling our common ones on like epics or something. And then as we slowly move up, we'll eventually be able to gamble some of the other ones on mythics. Though the bronze ones on mythics would be really bad. I think the weakest I would ever want to gamble on a mythic is 3 Orpheuses. I think the chance of 3 Orpheuses on the first level is 9%? 3%? I forget. What is the chance? Let's find a random mythic. It is 11.11 chance. Whereas if we were to do 3 guards, it would be a measly 1.23, which is obviously not worth it. But a 11.11. This would cost about 100 souls and approximately 30 medals of Orpheus. That it would get the first trait on a mythic. Or, you know, the first little bonus for the extra stats for the mythic. Still pretty absurd. Once you move up to 3 epics, it's quite a bit better, though. At a 33.333. If you had 3 legends, it'd actually be a 100% chance. That's the other way of guarantee getting its level. And of course, the other way is just 1 single Nisha for its first level. But obviously, 1 single Nisha medal is easier said than done as far as obtaining one. Or technically 8 or 9, or you know, the components to actually make it. All the tokens. Oh, I had to do that. We already had full mana. Those are supposed to be our skulls, not yours. $20 gems, daily 20. So technically we got 45 daily today, 25 off adventure board, 20 off the little top thingy of adventure board. 25 on the bottom. Every little bit adds up. Spent 210 on the event, so that's already like a 4 for that, which isn't too bad. Anyways, so raid event. We went over this quite extensively yesterday morning stream. But we didn't have any battles left when we did it last night. The main team that we've actually been using is Ogress, Dawnbringer, Igneous, and Firebomb. And it works surprisingly well. For the earlier battles, we did Quick Kill with a different team. We were specifically using... Not that. We were specifically using... Oh, wait, never mind. That was the one. Never mind. We were using Ogress, Black Manacle, Traxxas, Firebomb for the lower level range. This one's also cheaper to build. And then for the later range, we were using the team I was just showing, which we'll go do. The Ogress, Dawnbringer, Igneous, and Firebomb. That's pretty much what we've been doing to get through the World event. You might eventually want to trade out for like an Earth's Fury or a Mang. But for most of the level range, especially if you're just doing tier 3, it should be perfectly fine. Just to roll with something like this. Also, we are using Titan for the 50% mana start. This gets 50% mana start for the Igneous, as well as a 50% mana start for the Ogress, because they both count as giants, which obviously helps the team along quite a bit. That's pretty much all we have to do. And then you just keep spamming the Dawnbringer. And ideally this feeds right back into it. And just keep doing that till we win. That's basically the whole premise of the team. Ends up working out pretty nice. It doesn't have as much to target out a Valraven, but very rarely does that become too big of an issue. We haven't seen an escape yet, so it's been doing something right. And this thing does get to transform red to brown. Which gets a little bit of mana. Not a lot, but adds up. You normally have to cast it regardless of its alignment, but sometimes you get good alignment like right here. It can also feed over to your Ogress, of course. And you can use something other than a Firebomb there. It's mostly just to get things rolling. For the later battles, you'd probably want to have something else, but for these earlier to mid-range battles, it's perfectly fine. What's next weekend's event? I actually forgot off the top of my head. That's be a good question. We can go check. By consulting with the almighty Terran's world. Let's see, will I type it incorrectly first time? No, I got it correct for once. I'm looking for weekly events. I hope it's a Vault weekend. I don't think it is, though. Oh, no. It's an arena weekend. We got an arena weekend. That's not good. It's still a very underwhelming event. I don't mind that event if it was kind of like midweek or something. But to take one of the weekend slots compared to some of the loot that you can be getting otherwise, it's kind of disappointing. They still made the loot very bad and they haven't rebalanced it yet. I sure hope they will at some point. But yeah, the payout for that event is horrifically bad. Even the one cycle is pretty bad. Because it takes like, what, 3, 4, 5 hours, depending on how you play Arena. And then all you get for is an orb, half a single deed, and 10 diamonds, basically. And a few keys, like a few gem keys. And a few Arena offers across the weekend. It gives barely anything. But yeah, Arena events really need to be rescaled. They're the worst weekend event currently, as far as how much reward you get for doing the event. At least there's no pay-in for the event, at least. So, to newer players, it might not be as bad, because there's literally no pay-in. It's kind of like a Vault event, where it's just free loot. But, there somewhat is a pay-in, at least in the sense that, if you want to get the offers during it, though you can get those offers whenever, from 3 daily arenas. But if you wanted to get the offers during it, it does cost gems. Which, of course, can be earned for free. That ends up eating a lot of gems if you want to do that. It's only good for the good offers, though. Like when you see an Imperial or a pet offer or something else similar there. Most of the offers are just skips. Just make sure not to accidentally misclick the buy button. Also, this is not the team I want. Also, I didn't hand out a code yet. Let me go do that. I'll just do one battle of this real quick just so it saves my team. I'll go hand out a code. Alright, let's go do the code. I'll go back to the grind. Okay, let me go find you guys the code. Grab it right over here, cut it out, click save, put over there, minimize that, put over there. Go to the game code section, put over there, put over there. Okay, here you guys go. We got the almighty redeem code with the shiny gem key. Or daily redeem code. If it'll ever go. There you guys go. Alright, there you guys go. There's the redeem code to use on gemswar.com or the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever game says right over here is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters starting with SB. And give same word as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. And only usable on PC mobile version of the game. Alright, there you guys go. Okay, rest of the time, let's go and farm some tokens. I haven't been doing it as much lately. Well, as I say that, I think we've gotten at least like 5 to 10 hours this week with grinding into it, which isn't like a super high amount. But I definitely aim for about that 1 hour a day, just to chip at it slowly over time. I still wish they would add another location where you can get tokens. There are technically a few other ways that you get tokens, like through your guilds and stuff like that. But there's no like infinite grinding location other than doing explore. as far as tokens are concerned. What do you think of the new flash offer? It's pretty bad. It's pretty pricey. We did the breakdown of it earlier. To buy the amount of color deeds that you would need to max out every single kingdom through that offer, you would have to spend $525 for a single kingdom, and 18,725 or something similar. It was over 18,000. It was somewhere around there, to max out every kingdom in the game that currently exists, not even counting the ones that they're going to be adding. And that's not even counting Imperials. That's just the deed books. So it is extremely overpriced. Unless you want to throw a new car at the game. Because I didn't do the math for the Imperials, but I'm pretty sure if you did the math for both the Imperial and the deed books, I believe it is $30,000 to max every kingdom in the game. Over the course of a year. So yeah, they're a little overpriced. Just a little entire car overpriced. I have no problem for the code, everyone. Yeah, so far, every update in the last several have definitely tried adding more monetizations. Some of them have been better than others. Like, monetizations I don't mind as much. Was when they did the arena update, they made it so it has 3 gem-related flash offers per day if you do your 3 daily arenas. Like, something like that's, like, a little bit more fine. Because it's stuff you're already getting anyways, and to use as actual in-game currency. But they've been starting to make a lot of money-only ones that are exceedingly overpriced for what they do. And the big issue with some of them, like with the deed books and stuff like that, there's not even like a viable way of accumulating by normal means that aren't money. Because there's currently no way to farm deeds infinitely. Theoretically, the arena event can. However, even if you did the arena event for, what's 24 times 3? Even if you did the arena event for, 72 hours straight, I believe you would only get enough to get like 4 or 5 deeds. Not Imperial, but like just normal 4 or 5 deeds. Which is like 1/10 of a deed book. And that's if you played the arena event for literally 24/7, 3 days straight. Because that's the only infinite way of getting deeds currently. Though it gives such a small amount that it's not really much of an effective way of doing so. Because I don't mind when they sell gems. Because there's actual ways of, like, obtaining gems in a reasonable rate. But stuff like the deeds and how they've been doing it and a few other resources, like war coins. Though I did get lucky on war coins, luckily, but other people didn't, of course. It's just kind of weird how they've been doing it. It's just not necessarily a really easy way of doing it through not money. Because if every single thing had a way to farm it without money, then they could charge pretty much whatever they want for everything, technically. But the problem is they're charging whatever they want, but also making it so you can't really obtain it by normal means either, which is a very bad combination. Oh yeah, I'm not sure why they added the shrines to even begin with. It's a really clunky mechanic that adds nothing to the game. It's probably the weirdest monetization that they've done so far in the last like year or so, or even just in general ever. It just seems like one of the most pointless ones that they've ever added. Just the way that it's implemented and everything. And it even gets his own tab of uselessness. Have you tried free-to-play, like Cynical? Let's see. Have we tried making free-to-play accounts? Yes, we've made multiple free-to-play accounts in the past. We used to have like a whole series, like almost every several months, where we'd make a brand new free-to-play account. We haven't done it for a while, though. The last new account we made was a Switch account about 2 years ago. However, we actually did do it as a paid account. It was actually the only alt account that we ever did with that was a paid account. We got the Death Knight armor and the Ring of Wonder just for the first month. Obviously, the Death Knight armor is permanent. But, yeah, we ended up doing paid for that one. Just because it was a brand new economy, so we figured we'd grind it out and have fun with it. We had a lot of fun the first few months. But then we stopped playing the account since then. But every account that we ever did prior to that was completely free to play. So we haven't done a new free to play account for about 2.5 to 3 years now, I think. Or somewhere around there. But no, we have played 100% free to play before. Also, every free to play account we've ever made since Mythics have existed, we have gotten a Mythic before level 100. With no exceptions. Every single one has gotten a Mythic before level 100. Which is kind of funny because some people don't get it before like even 1,000 sometimes. Yet all of them have consistently gotten a Mythic beforehand. The real reason they added shrines was to torture us with the exclamation point, I know. What's even worse right now is in Puzzle Quest 3, the guild menu has the exclamation point, but the menu is currently not working, and it literally crashes the game for almost everyone. And I keep clicking it on accident on occasion, because, you know, you just feel the need to do so when you're doing like all the other things that are exclamation points. And then it soft locks the game. They really need to update that game already. It's been almost 3 weeks and they've done 0 updates. Which for an early access game is something that you probably want to be updating a bit more. Kind of hard to give feedback if literally nothing is changing. Oh yeah, we got Dragon Soul as our first mythic on one of our free-to-play accounts. And that was back when Dragon Soul was like ridiculously ultra meta. Like the damage of an average unit was doing like maybe 30 AoE or 40 AoE, maybe even less at the time. And Dragon Soul's 20 was absolutely insane for its soul gain that it had. It was ridiculously ultra meta. With like Christine X and a couple other things. But yeah, that was fun. That was a really huge pickup on that account. Yeah, that was one of the couple free-to-play accounts that we did. Forget exactly which one, but I do remember the moment. But yeah, that was when Dragon Soul was at like peak decent as well. Like he was arguably a top 10 troop. I don't feel like he's a top 10 troop in the current state of the game. He's still really high up there. But I'm not sure you'd really call him a top 10 anymore. He's definitely far up there from an early game perspective. because that's where he gets his value. Before he was good in early game and late game, but now he's more so in early game as you progress to just get passive souls kind of troop. Still a great option though. Dragon Soul is a legendary, but is one of the best legends in the entire game, especially at the time, because it covers soul farming while also covering damage and mana accumulation. It's a really great combination to have when you're progressing through the game, because you get passive souls, you get mana accumulation, and you get decent damage relative to what other options you have. Obviously, it falls off later in the game, though. But as you're progressing, it's one of the best things you can find. You're getting glows to passing Isabel in the raid boss leaderboard. Nice. Yeah, I think she said she bought 2 tier 7s. Which is what? 1,510 gems, I believe? I'm not sure what the exact cost comes out to. I believe it's 1,710. I mean, 1,510, I mean. I just spent the bare minimum 210 to get the weapon, which I advise everyone to do. Helps your guild get the event done plus free weapon. It's the best value that you can go for, especially if you're not going for leaderboard. We will eventually be going for leaderboards, though. Honestly, I feel like the next time I'll go for a leaderboard is when they start adding new kingdoms. The first hero class that they add, I might try going for a leaderboard for it, as well as some of the other ones, because everyone might use up all their gems on the very first one as well, which would make the other ones a bit easier. But I think that will be the next time we'll try for a leaderboard. I'm aiming for top 3, though. We might go all the way for first, depending on if it looks like we can make it. But I'm not sure I would go over 10,000 gems. However, theoretically, a hero class would be worth it to do up to about 14,000 gems, though I would not really advise doing that. But theoretically, if you count the value of maxing it without making a leaderboard, and then combining that with just making a leaderboard, the value would be around a little over 10,000 for how many you could spend, and it still technically is worth it. Though worth it is very subjective in that regard. But you would get a max hero class plus a power orb, which is a lot of value in combination. The only problem is so many people are going to also be trying to do the same. So we'll see how far we go with it. We definitely have a surplus of gems right now, if nothing else. Really, all those skull hits, and now we don't have one more follow-up just to do the final blow. I don't know, I don't mind the campaign event weeks that much. They normally take about 4 or 5 days. And over those 4 or 5 days, they only take like 3 hours max. Not per day, you know, in total. Assuming every person in the guild does their input. So it's not that bad. It's actually a bit shorter than some of the events, like Tower of Doom, which goes a bit longer, as far as how much time you have to sink into it, as well as coordination with the guild. And the points for system for them have been a little bit more balanced compared to how they were initially doing it. Some of them were absurdly bad, the balance on them. But if nothing else, even though they have some really weird scoring sometimes, the balance on them have been perfectly fine lately. None of them have required too many points. Initially, some of them did, but recently they've been perfectly fine. Well, most people don't go too far above a power orb's value when going for a leaderboard. Normally, most people will only go a few thousand above its value. Because a power orb's worth about, what? I'm not ever sure what the breakdown is these days. I think it's around 8,000? There's a lot of different maps you could do onto its value. I think it's somewhere around 8,000 gems. Most people don't go above 10,000 when doing a leaderboard. Even if we broke down the current leaderboard for this weekend event for raids, I'm pretty sure it's around 7,000 or 8,000 for first place. And if you do get first, it's technically 700 gems less because you get 700 back. You need one more for Zugoff and you want it so bad. Do you think the $50 offer for a power orb is worth it? It's pretty pricey. But if it was the last orb you needed to craft Zugoff, it could potentially be worth it. If you want Zugoff that badly. Though if you're patient, all you'd have to do is wait a couple months and you'd have the orbs for it. But yeah, if there was any time to get a power orb, it would definitely be when you're only one short. Because mass buying them is pretty pricey. That would make Zugoff cost $400, which he is not worth $400. He's worth a lot, but not $400 a lot. I generally find almost all pricing within this game to be about 80% overpriced. There are a few things that are exceptions to that. But generally speaking, I feel like about everything's about 80% too high. They haven't even rebalanced the amount of gems you get from the shop either. It has still been the exact same amount since the game launched, and gems are currently about 10 times easier to get than when the game launched. They do have a couple things that raise it, like your amount of VIP and occasional deals that make it give more. But, and of course flash offers have better value for it instead of the other things. But otherwise, it's, they haven't rebalanced it really since the game launched, despite the economy for gems being drastically different. Is Deathbringer worth forging? Yes. It's 1.3 million souls for the 3 components, and of course a million for the Deathbringer. But yes, I would advise working towards it at some point. It's definitely not like a #1 priority, but and you definitely want to get Dawnbringer before Deathbringer. Dawnbringer is better, but you do eventually want to have a Deathbringer. There are a few instances where you use it. There's a few instances where it's better than Black Manacles, though Black Manacles is normally better than it. Between Dawnbringer and Black Manacles, there are very few situations where Duskbringer is actually usable. However, there are situations where it are. It's also technically still the best way to Deathmark as a hero class, using Archmages with Duskbringer. So if you ever want to do a Deathmark hero build, it is technically the best way to do it, even though there's 2 hero classes that do it. It's actually better just to do it with Archmage. Hey, catch you, Rogue. Catch you later, Rogue. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good time. Let's see what take it over. Grab our destroy. If anyone else has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. We'll probably go for a few more chests and call it a night as well. And then tomorrow night, we got a lot of spoilers to go over. I mean, not a lot, but spoilers to go over. It's actually a pretty standard event week next week. Especially given that we have a useless arena event going over the weekend. Still the worst of the weekend events. Even a raid or evasion's better because sometimes we get a new weapon. Actually, almost always we get a new weapon for them. Plus, the loot from the actual just event is pretty good. Because you could do a bare minimum 210 and still get a lot of stuff back. Way above the 210 that you put in. Also, did we get a major blue from it? We got a major blue from something this week. I can't remember if it was from raids. It might have been from World Event. But something gave us a major blue. It might have been raids. Anything yet on Pokemon Unite? I don't think so. I think they might announce it after Pokemon Snap. Because they've kind of been starting to promote Pokemon Snap again slowly. I forget exactly when the date of that's coming out. But they probably want to build up hype for that before they completely kill it by announcing Pokemon Unite. There's still a lot of people that don't care for the game. Mostly because of how it was announced. People were expecting like this really big announcement. And not everyone really likes free-to-play games like that. Yeah, I'm still pretty hyped for Pokemon Unite. Curious to see which one will launch first at this point. Pokemon Unite or Puzzle Quest 3. Because they're still doing beta testing for Pokemon Unite right now. I know they did it in China, they did it in Canada. Not sure what other locations they did it at. But they have been testing. I feel like it's going to launch in a couple months. It's probably going to be a summer title. Because obviously by the time the holidays come, like near November and everything, we'll probably have some kind of other announcement by then. Good evening, J-Mac. Welcome. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I've actually never tried any of the other 3 Pokemon mobile games, yet this one definitely appeals to me. I never tried Pokemon Go. I never tried the that one battling one. I forget what it's called. It was like Pokemon Masters, I think. And then they made some kind of one that's actually kind of gem-based, but it didn't really seem that enticing. Like Pokemon Cafe or something. How have I been doing? Pretty good. I already have my 2 gem-based games. Gems of War and Puzzle Quest 3. We don't need a 3rd. Let's see. We'll take that down. You almost fell down a mountain in the dark playing Pokemon Go. Oh, gosh. That's not good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of accidents related to that game. But yeah, I have actually never played a Nintendo mobile game yet. I didn't play the Mario one they did. I didn't play the Mario Kart one they did. And I didn't play any of the various Pokemon ones they did until Pokemon Unite, whenever that comes out. But yeah, I've yet to play a single mobile... Oh, and I have never played New Leaf. I mean, not New Leaf. I mean, Pocket Camp. I only installed it so I could get some things for the actual Animal Crossing game. So technically, I did play it. Because you have to go through the little tutorial thing before you can activate the thing. I didn't, like, play it. Because there wasn't much of a point, since the actual New Horizons is way better. Take that down, take that down. Also, anything on what the Animal Crossing New Horizon update will be about? Oh no, are they doing one anytime soon? Oh good, an Anu, nice. Because we don't currently know, I don't believe. There's a lot of speculation. But until they announce something, we won't really know. I'm pretty sure they will within the next month. I feel like late April. I mean, not late April, I mean late May. We'll find out soon. Because the previous thingy that they did for it didn't announce anything. And of course, the last big update they did was for 320 for the 1 year anniversary. So we take that over. And also, of course, when they added the Hello Kitty items. Oh, so that reminds me, Isabel, I still have like a third of your Hello Kitty items. Should probably come picking them up soon. That was mostly because I never launched a game. Like I do, but I do it like literally to do dailies for like 5 minutes. I go in, go out. Dailies for that game is nice and quick. It's nice. Not like some games where they take literally forever. Oh yeah, I haven't plucked the roses for like a month. Bells in Animal Crossing New Horizons are starting to become absurdly valuable. It's pretty funny. Because one of the main reasons is so many people duplicated Nook Mile tickets that bells have basically become more valuable. Which is rather hilarious. I don't think there's any duplication glitch in the game anymore. But it lasted for long enough in the past that it just flooded the economy with them. Oh, what do we go for here? We'll take that for now. Get our leprechaun rolling. Let's see. I also, speaking of Animal Crossing New Horizons, today's the last day for Cherry Blossom items, by the way. If you still want to get any DIYs from balloons or just catching them. They end in 8 hours, or whenever your 5 a.m. is. Well, your 5 a.m. is the same, but you know, just in general. Whatever the 5 a.m. is. Luckily that hits through barrier. There used to be some instant kills that didn't hit through barriers. Zugoff's actually always have. However, they have rebalanced it so now every instant kill in the entire game now hits through barrier. Not just a few of them. Which isn't really much of a benefit to Zugoff, because you already always have. But it's still nice that they're a little bit more consistent now. Unlike the Night Coronet thing, where some things do a double hit and others don't. I still find that weird. Because they still don't have a distinction within the game of the ones that hit first enemy and last enemy that can double tap and the ones that can't. There's like a small handful that can, and then all the others can't. You finally got your first Nisha medal! Congrats, nice. A full medal as well? Oh, sorry, your third! Oh, my bad, I thought you said first. Nice, that's even better. That is a gigantic milestone. Because now you can run 12 magic. Though more often than not, you tend to run 20% mana start with 8 magic, but there definitely are instances where you run 12 magic. Phoenicia build actually be one of those instances. Yeah, that's a huge milestone to hit. Congrats. Oh, so hello, Master. Welcome. We'll take a red. Just came back for 2 days, and you got the decent team going. But there are so many kingdoms. Yeah, there's a lot of kingdoms in the game. 34 of them. They're also going to be adding some in the near future. That used to be one of the main contents that they added into the game. But they stopped doing it for a couple years now because they started to realize they're starting to get too many kingdoms. So they eventually stopped adding kingdoms. So they are going to be about to add more kingdoms probably in the next year or so. At some point. Yeah, it's pretty funny because they originally, when they stopped adding kingdoms, their main reason for doing so was the fact that there started to become too many of them. Because a lot of the economy of the game back when kingdoms were added on a regular basis was based around new kingdoms being added to the game. So they had to develop a bunch more systems for it to work. Which basically was covered mostly by a combination of the underworld and how mythics and a few other things roll out. As well as the legendary off event keys and stuff like that. Which kind of fixed the whole issue. Because prior to that, new kingdoms were like the main economy of the game. Like you'd pretty much save your resources up for when new kingdoms came out. It'd be interesting to see how that pans out now in the current state of the game. If they'll roll it out a little bit differently once new kingdoms come out. Because the game is drastically different now compared to 3 years ago. When the last new kingdom came in. Well, technically 2.5 years, but by the time they actually release the next new kingdom, it'll probably be a 3-year mark. Since the previous new kingdom. Technically, dungeons are a new kingdom every month. But they're like little mini kingdoms. They also don't sink resources in the same way. They mostly sink gold and a little bit of gems. Whereas new kingdoms would sink a lot of keys and a lot of gems. You decide to start over. I generally would not advise doing that normally. Just playing up one account. But some people do like just to start fresh if they didn't progress too far yet. It's normally better just to stick with one account and just play it out. Yeah, this game is definitely really grind heavy. You gotta like grind to like this game, that's for sure. It is a super grind heavy game, but a pretty rewarding grind. And most stuff is pretty accessible free to play. There's still people that play free to play to this day for the game. And you could barely tell them apart from the people that pay. For the most part. Because once you get like to the late game of this game, like pretty much every account starts to look pretty much the same. It's just getting there is the harder part normally. When they be adding new kingdom before all the current ones have a corresponding delve, we do not currently know yet. Based on current delve rate, I believe every kingdom will have a delve by October, if I'm not mistaken. So they would have to add new kingdoms before then for that to be the case. We don't currently know, though. We don't know when they're going to be adding new kingdoms. But by around October, every kingdom will have a delve by then. Or pretty much about that time. Depends how they roll out or if they delay some or what exactly goes on. But by about October, we should have every existing kingdom have a delve. So maybe by then they'll start doing it. We don't currently know. They did mention that they're going to be having a Q&A probably in a couple weeks. So we'll probably get quite a bit of info on like when new kingdoms are going to roll out, what their plans are for the next year, as well as a bunch of Puzzle Quest 3 info. As far as Gems of War stuff, we'll probably learn when the kingdoms come out, what else they have planned for the year, and probably a few other explanations on stuff. Maybe why they're monetizing the game like crazy. Learn to balance microtransactions. and actually implement them in a way that's not horrible. Let's see. Tick explosion. No microtransactions are really particularly overpowered. That's also somewhat a problem. That is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because free-to-play players aren't punished as much, but it's also a bad thing because you have to spend literal thousands upon thousands of dollars to make progress through money. Oh yeah, technically starting fresh due to war coins is technically somewhat beneficial if you already had a bunch of kingdoms completed. I didn't think of that. War coins aren't too much of a benefit though. Like they give you a couple extra slots and stuff like that. But yeah, at least you wouldn't have to deal with them if nothing else. Though the only problem with war coins is after you've bought in all 5 sets, they start to lose a lot of value. Like up to the point of buying all 5, they're pretty good value. But once you get all 5 of the teams with the extra slot and the banner and all that, they drop off in value drastically. Because after that, you can only spend 15 of them in order to get like a few small drops. And those few small drops are worth nearly nothing. So only the first 250 war coins are actually good value. Every war coin beyond that, at least in the current state of the game, is really bad value. And I believe you get 15 per kingdom. So that means after how many kingdoms would you have enough? What's 250 divided by 15? Can I do that in my head? My brain's not functioning correctly for it. I think it's around 17? After about 17 kingdoms, they wouldn't have as much value anymore. If I did math right. Somewhere around there. Oh yeah, tier 1 PvPs use quite a bit of loot. I definitely advise doing every single week. It's relatively easy to obtain too. Mostly because the way that matchmaking works for that lower section ends up putting you up against quite a bit lower enemies. So it should generally be a bit fairer compared to once you start getting over like 2,000 points. But leading up to the 1.9k that you need to get all the rewards, it's actually pretty easy normally. Just because it generally gives easier opponents. But once you get to that point, it starts giving really hard opponents. But yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Do let me know. Otherwise, after this next chest, I believe we will be calling it a night. Also, probably no midday stream tomorrow. I have quite a few other things I need to get done. But we will still have our normal nightly stream, of course, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, as we do every night. We'll have another redeem code. We'll go over all the weekly stuff. We'll have the Guild War Day for whatever the last color is. I completely forget. And we'll go from there. I believe it's Green Day? Which I can't remember. What day have we not had yet? Tomorrow's Guild War color is the color of brown, not green. Green was the very first day, which is probably why I thought we didn't have it. It was all the way at the beginning. But, yeah, brown day. So brown day, spoilers, and a little bit of grind. Oh, we already handed out the redeem code, so I'm pretty sure it's already been used up by now. We handed out a little while ago. But we handed out every single stream, and if you're on the PC mobile version of the game, it can be redeemed for 2 treasure maps, 2,500 gold, 200 souls, and a gem key. I'm pretty sure the one that was handed out this stream has already been used up. Any way to increase the luck of getting niches? Nope. Explore 12 is the only way to increase your rate. But if you're already doing Explore 12, there's no quicker way than winning Explore 12 as quickly as possible. Is the quickest way of getting nishas, which is what we're doing right now, and still have gotten 0 all this stream. That we got an Anu at least. Yeah, getting nishas is very slow. Generally, you should be aiming for like 1 nisha a week. And even that, I don't even hit most weeks. Yeah, it's very low chance. But Explore 12 has the best chance for it by far. By such a degree that really anything other than Explore 12 will almost barely give you any nishas. Why is this whole board so bad? Do you think it'll make it easier to get Zoogoff? They technically have. There was a really gigantic buff to it last summer, where they ended up doing a gigantic buff to the Vault event. There's actually was a buff last summer and last December that in combination made Zoogoff quite a bit easier to get than how he was in the past. The change that they made last summer is Vault events now have pity keys, which end up giving you a pretty substantial amount of keys for free. You could end up getting pretty much anywhere from like 6 to a dozen free Vault keys guaranteed just by playing out the events, which is pretty huge. On top of that, they also added Epic Vault keys, which gives you Anisha! Not Anisha, but we got Anisha. There it is. See, this is why I wanted 1 more chest. That's why you always go for 1 more. It's the one that has Nisha in it. Every time you stop grinding, the next chest has Nisha. Pretty much, that's how it works, right? But there we go, we got our Nisha. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so there was buffs to actually accumulating orbs that were done within the last year. Last summer, they ended up doing the Vault buff, which ended up increasing all loot by 20% from the keys, since you can set the difficulty up, as well as Epic Vault keys, which are basically like 2 or 3 Vault keys at once. And there's this sort of free chance whenever you just normally get a Vault key. And of course the pity keys I was mentioning. On top of that, they also made a change last December, where the patch right before the holidays ended up adding a 1% chance to get a power orb whenever you open up a major orb. While this is a pretty small chance, obviously, there is still a chance. We've actually gotten 2 of them since the update, and it's only been like 4 months since they did that. So we got a little bit lucky, way above drop rate. But yeah, there's a 1% chance now to get a power orb from every major orb. And you get a few major orbs per week. Like this week, we got 2 of them if you did out all the events. One of them was from the normal class event, or not the class. Oh, I never claimed these earlier. Hold up, we need to go grab them. But one of the major orbs you get from the World event, and the other one is normally from whatever the weekend event is. Not always, but this weekend event did. It had the major orb off of raids, of course. And if you haven't finished that out, definitely make sure to do so with your guild. But I never claimed these. Let me go do that. Completely forgot to. We got 2 normal orbs and a major orb. Would you like to be a power to show the fact that this could be a power? That'd be great. Nope. All useless orbs. Unfortunately. Very unlucky on those. So our major blue was from raids then. I mean, yeah, from raids. Because it couldn't have been from World event because we just opened our World event orb. So it was definitely from raids. We got a major blue off it, which also helps with Zoogoff, of course. 15% chance to get a major blue or small blue from from those orbs. When you do them, 50% chance they'll be blue. And specifically, the major one also has a 1% chance for power while also having 50% chance for blue. And those are the main ways that you get progress on Zoogoff, is blue orbs and just random power drops. So mostly blue orbs, because blue orbs are the main thing that normally holds you back. Do the tokens do much? The war coins, you mean? Or do you mean the tokens from Explore? The tokens from Explore give you a bunch of additional benefits. That's the main thing that I would do earlier on in the game. Like, for example, the most common one gives you armor, which is really good for Rowain. Then you get a life gain. You get a cleanse chance, 10% per turn. Then there's the Arania that you get from World events, which give 4 to all stats except magic, which are pretty good. You can pretty much ignore Arania. They give just the same thing. This is a weaker version of Seasons. 20% mana start's pretty good, though it doesn't stack, so you can only use 1. And Nisha, if you could eventually get the all-elusive Nisha medals, They give 4 magic, and stacking that up can be pretty useful for some teams. You also eventually use them to upgrade troops, but that's not something you need to worry about until way later in the game. Earlier on in the game, you mostly just want to make sure you can pick up 3 Medals of Guard. And the reason why you want Medals of Guard is because you get Rowain from Forest of Thorns, and you get a gigantic amount of damage for her. She has 2 times armor boost ratio, so you'd get 48 additional damage for your Rowain. And all you'd have to do is complete out Forest of Thorns and do some Explorer grinding until you have enough Guard medals to have 3 full ones, which can be done in about a week, though maybe a little bit longer depending on how much you grind. But getting 48 additional damage for her is pretty high earlier on in the game. That's basically 12 additional damage per enemy, which stacks to be pretty high. Oh, nice. We just got 25 tribute there. Yeah, you don't really need to worry about it too much earlier on in the game, but I do advise at least having like 3 slots that aren't too bad. But you can kind of passively get them off the ward events. Like running 3 seasons is perfectly fine. So technically you could just kind of ignore even doing Explore, because just season medals are kind of good enough that if all you had set was 3 seasons, that's probably perfectly fine. As long as you're in a guild participating with those events, you should be able to get some. Even if you spend literally no gems towards the event, if the guild doesn't have a requirement, you would still get some from the rewards. Because even if you're throwing no gems at a World Lore event, which happens almost every week, you still get these tokens, which end up giving you seasons. These all convert to seasons. So every single one of these tokens of darkness this week ends up converting to a token of seasons, which once you have 9 of them becomes a medal of seasons, which you can end up setting and using for additional stats, up to 3. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, hour and a half prior to now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do every single night. We'll have another redeem code. We'll go over all the weekly spoilers. We'll do Brown Guild War Day. And we'll probably grind for another Nisha and hope we get super lucky again. So we got, we're actually doing pretty good this weekend. We got 1 Nisha and 6 Anus, I believe, at this point, if I've been keeping track correctly. Overall, that's not too bad, given that we've only grinded for a couple hours. Definitely adds up. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.